Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rome Business Radio. This is the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We are broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
And I'm Thomas Kislett with the Rome Floyd Chamber. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, Thomas. How are things with you in the chamber today?
Fantastic. We haven't seen each other for 2 weeks now. And the reason was last week we had our membership campaign drive. And actually, Andrea, one of our guests, was part of that. And man, I'm telling you, we inducted 181 new members. Two of them actually are attending today's podcast. And then we also have the Burkhalter law firm, who they are also pretty new with the chamber. So just did a ribbon cutting not so long ago.
Yeah, I knew that the. Go ahead.
Jump in and go ahead and give a brief introduction, and then we go from there. Roger, is that okay?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say congratulations on the membership drive. I saw some of that on social media. You guys were really doing a great job, and it was just great to see the chamber grow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We can call ourselves now a 1,000-member chamber, so which is awesome. And we had a blast, Andrea, right? So
we did. It was a great time.
It was more a party than anything else. So it was actually a cocktail party with cocktails, Roger. So looking forward to our in-person meetings soon here again.
Well, just go around the Zoom room here if you don't mind. As you mentioned, we're going to get back into studio here after Labor Day because of the pandemic, but we're still in the Zoom room. If you'll go around and introduce our guest, please, Thomas. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely. Let's go ahead and get started with Beth Dunay. She's with Dunay Design. Then we have Andrea Pitts, and she's representing today the Miss Georgia competition, and she brought along Rosa Campos, currently Miss Rome, Georgia. And then we have Hunter Burkhalter representing the Burkhalter law firm, right? Or Burkhalter firm. We'll find out about
We're
that.
the Burkhalter firm, but law firm, whatever you want to call us.
Well, you can tell. Obviously, we're on a podcast here, so we've just got listeners. But you can tell Hunter's an attorney because he's all suited up, baby. He is all suited up, looking good, Hunter.
Thank you.
Well, let's kind of go around the Zoom room here, just briefly, ladies. We'll start with you, and maybe just off the top, give us a minute or two about what it is you do, your business, because here at Rome Business Radio, and specifically on this Chamber podcast, we're here to celebrate business, let people share their stories, create connections. So, Beth, let's start with you. Beth Dunay at the Dunay Design. Sorry about if my pronunciation is wrong, but you're basically architecture design, correct?
Correct. And I'm a solo entrepreneur. I've been in business for about 5 years, but I've been in the field about 20 or over 20. And I do a little bit of everything. My emphasis is on the process and helping people really understand what they need and how to get there and get a building that's functional and efficient and attractive too.
So it could be full scale buildings or maybe an addition, anything and everything.
Yes. Well, not skyscrapers. We don't have many of those in Rome, but otherwise, yeah, just about anything.
This is a silly question, but were you inspired to be an architect watching the Brady Bunch or something growing up because of Mr. Brady on the Brady Bunch?
There were a couple of things. My parents built their own house. So some of my earliest memories are climbing around the framing in the house. And when my dad built his veterinary clinic when I was about 10, I loved the big sand pile outside and wandering around that building. And then for vacations, my mom never passed up an educational opportunity. And we were always touring some historic building on vacation. So it came from a lot of different.
It's wonder what inspires us. We may not know it when we're growing up or what we connect with, but that's interesting. It's just like, I just remember being fascinated. I had never known an architect, but there was Mr. Brady on the Brady Bunch was an architect. I thought that was interesting. Hunter, you didn't have much of a choice though, right? This is a law firm, generation after generation for you guys.
I'm the third generation. It just kind of, it fell into place for me. It's what I wanted to do. And I had a good opportunity to do it. So it all worked out.
Well, is it a blessing or a curse having to work with family all the time?
It is most definitely a double-edged sword. It is a blessing and a curse. It depends day to day. But mostly it's good. We all get along, and family's family. So we always figure it out.
Okay, great. We'll stop back by here in a second. We want to check in on the Miss Rome competition. How are you?
Great. I'm Andrea Pitts, and among other things in the community, I'm the executive director for the Miss Rome competition. We're a not-for-profit organization run by a board of directors of local ladies and gentlemen here in the community. We're actually part of the Miss America organization. So we're a local preliminary that goes to Miss Georgia and then on to Miss America. And our mission is to provide opportunities for young women through scholarship, service in their community. In fact, the Miss America organization is really one of the largest providers of scholarship opportunities for young women in the world. We'll crown a new Miss Rome in just a few weeks on August 28th at our Rome City Auditorium. And among other things, Miss Rome will award her a $1,000 cash scholarship to further her educational studies. And then we'll provide other cash scholarships to other runners-up and other preliminary awards. So we're also excited to have our current Miss Rome with us today. And I'll let her tell you guys a little bit about herself and what she's done in the community.
Hi, guys. My name is Rosa Campos. I'm Miss Rome 2020 and 2021. And it has been such an honor to serve Rome. It is such a beautiful town and community. It's so tight-knit, and I absolutely love it. Going to Miss Georgia, I was able to promote Communities in Schools, which is a nationwide organization that is a mentorship program that allows students to have the tools and the resources they need to be successful in life. And it has been so amazing working with Miss Gale over at the Rome Communities in Schools location. And Andrea has been such a mentor for these women. I mean, any girl who wins Miss Rome truly has a mentor for life. And she has helped me in every aspect of life, from community service opportunities to public speaking engagements, performing. I got to sing the national anthem at the Rome Braves game. And this organization truly provides us so many opportunities to grow as young women and to further our education. And I am so proud to represent Rome. So thank you for having us this morning.
Well, I can see why you won. You are incredibly well spoken.
Thank you.
Not to mention, very, very pretty young woman, and it sounds like she's got everything together there. Andrea, is that?
She does, and she's also, I will brag on her. So she's a gifted actress. She owns her own business, Beauty Babes ATL, which is on-site hair and makeup business throughout Atlanta. But at Miss Georgia, just 6 weeks ago, she won preliminary talent for vocal performance. She won preliminary onstage question and was first runner-up to Miss Georgia. So we're very proud of Rosa.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all of that. So just how has pageantry changed over the years? Because so much more emphasis now seems to be paid on the mind.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
the Go ahead.
Right. And being a part of the Miss America organization, Miss America is celebrating their 100th anniversary. And so the organization has seen a lot of change over the years. And part of that, I guess now 3 years ago, they eliminated the swimsuit competition.
Right.
Because we wanted to take that focus off of that aspect and really focus more on scholarship, achievement, service in the community. And so for the first time when we had Miss Rome in, I guess, 2019 was the first time we did not have swimsuit competition. So I think that's been a very great change for the organization and really focusing on the accomplishments that the young women can make in our communities and also the ways that they can help promote our local towns like Rome and in the state of Georgia as well.
Yeah, just it focuses on the complete package.
Correct.
Scholarship,
right.
Intellect, beauty, poise, you name it, talent. That's fantastic. Okay, let's go back around here. Beth, what is your business background? You said you had kind of been in the field for 20 years, but you started your own business 5 years ago. What is your professional background?
So I have a degree from Auburn University. And then actually when I got out, the Olympics were in Atlanta. So I actually worked for the Olympics for a little while, laying out microphones and lights and stuff for broadcasting. And then I went to a firm in Carrollton and stayed there for several years. I did a lot of churches and residential. And at that point, I moved back to Rome. I'm from Rome. And I worked for Gautreaux Architects for a long time and did a lot of medical and some schoolwork and more residential. So it's just a wide variety of different projects.
And what prompted you to go out on your own? Because one of the things that's interesting about business is sometimes the entrepreneurial spirit that will say, let me go try this on my own. What prompted you to do that?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, my dad was a veterinarian. So I grew up in a business. I always worked for him. And so I had that background seeing that. And then I realized that the people that I worked for were thinking about retiring or semi-retired. And I thought, well, it's got to be sometime soon.
So it just kind of unfolded for you organically. And well, good for you. Hunter, we touched on this earlier, kind of joking around about having to work so closely with your family, but I would imagine that's a point of pride. I think I read online on your website, the firm was founded in 1980. Is that correct?
That's right. We've been around for a few decades now.
And any special area of practice, or do you guys touch on everything because of your various lawyers and various skill sets?
It kind of started as more of a general practice thing. And over the years, it's become more and more narrow. Every attorney in the firm, we have 4 attorneys, kind of specialize in their own area of law. So personally, I do mostly criminal defense, personal injury type work, audit and estate planning. We try to take care of our clients regardless of what's going on. But I wouldn't go so far as to call it a general practice either.
Okay, so this was started by your grandfather?
Started by my grandfather in 1980.
Okay, and then what family members are involved?
So currently, it's my grandfather Albert. He's the patriarch of the firm. He's been around the longest. He's 82 years old now. Still comes in the office almost every day. I'm not gonna say he works, but he comes in every day.
Well, he comes in probably just to bill. No, I'm teasing.
Yeah, he comes in to make sure the rest of us are working.
Yeah, okay.
My aunt Terry is also in the firm, and then it's myself and my last law partner is my first cousin Taylor Patterson.
Okay.
There's 4 of us.
I got you. So I was just trying to follow the family tree there. And was law because it was kind of in the family? Was this always a passion, or were you considering other things, or did this was always going to be the path?
I just remember when I was a kid, I always saw my granddad coming home. He had a suit and his briefcase, and I always thought that was just the coolest thing in the world. And that kind of made me want to follow in his footsteps. And when I began doing so, I realized I really enjoyed it. So it worked out very well. It was kind of started as a kid and worked out through adulthood.
Well, it's funny. I teased Beth earlier about TV inspiration. If she was inspired to be an architect by watching Mr. Brady or the Brady Bunch or anything. Of course, that's even before my time actually, but it's been on in reruns forever. So I hope y'all know what the Brady Bunch is. But there's plenty of lawyer shows to inspire, right? Over the decades. You say your grandfather inspired you, but I'm just teasing.
There's quite a few.
I'm just teasing. Lawyers get a bad rap, don't you? Everybody has a joke about lawyers.
And they do, and some of them deserve it, some of them don't.
Well, you mentioned you do criminal defense and personal injury. That's kind of your area. Mm-hmm. So what are maybe some of the more interesting cases you can talk about? What's a normal day like for you?
It depends on the day. A lot of times it's returning phone calls, court. Now that court started back up, we're in court a lot. So I was actually very lucky to be able to be on the podcast today. Most weekday mornings are not in the office, especially, like I said, now that COVID's not going to say in the rearview mirror because it sounds like we're coming back to it. But the courts have opened up. We're allowed to be back in the courtroom. Jury trials have started back. So that's been nice. That's a lot of what my days are now is court work, trying to meet with most of my clients, new cases, marketing. As far as the most interesting cases, I'm not sure anybody else wants to hear about them, to be honest.
Okay. Well, just so you know, this is a podcast, so it's on the internet. Nothing here is privileged.
That's one reason I'm maintaining my attorney-client privilege. I'm not going to disclose too much.
Okay. Well, Andrea, you mentioned that the Miss Rome competition is coming up. What are the criteria? This is young women 18 to mid 20s, or what do they need to know?
So first of all, they can, young women who are interested in entering, check out our website at missrome.org. But to qualify for Miss Rome, or young women who are between the ages of 17 and 25, really depends on where your birthday falls. So you can find that specific information on our website. We also have an outstanding teen program. So Miss America started that about 16 years ago. As I guess a little sister program for Miss America to give younger women even an opportunity. And so we will do that as well at Miss Rome. Those young ladies are between 13 and 17. Our Miss Rome's outstanding teen was top 15 at Miss Georgia this year. So we're very proud of her. And a former Miss Rome's outstanding teen, I just got back from Orlando at Miss America's outstanding teen. She was third runner-up. So we're very proud of the legacy that Rome has in the Miss Georgia, Miss America organization. So, but young ladies, the deadline's coming up soon. It's Friday to enter. So you can find all that information at missrome.org. Or if you guys just want to come out and see a great program, very entertaining, it will be at the Rome City Auditorium Saturday, August 28th.
Well, Miss Rome's getting after it, the organization, with being well represented.
That's exactly right.
well, Rosa, what prompted you to enter originally? What attracted you to the organization?
The biggest thing for me was scholarship and to be able to perform. I'm a singer, and anytime I get to sing in front of a crowd, I'm happy. And to make, money for school, that was even better. It was a plus. So that's really what led me to the organization. And what brought me to Rome really was Andrea. I have to brag on her because she really sews into us. She prepares us for Miss Georgia. I mean, as you can see, all her girls do very well at Miss Georgia and represent Rome very well. That's my puppy. I'm so sorry. But it has been such an amazing journey, and I actually just aged out. So it's a little bittersweet for me, but I'm so honored that I was able to represent Rome and be first runner-up to Miss Georgia and, just continue to hopefully, continue to sew into these girls, because regardless of, not being a competitor anymore, I will continue to implement what I love, which is mentoring these women to be strong, successful people in this world.
Oh, your dog wants a little TLC right now.
It does.
Your dog is feeling ignored by your participation in this podcast. Do you sing to your dog?
All the time. And it's so funny. When I sing to him, he turns his head to the side and then turns his head to the other side like he's listening and singing with me. So he likes to, move his head side to side. It's so, so cute. He's a golden doodle puppy. He's 8 months and he is adorable. He's the love of my life.
Well, good for you, Thomas. I can see you're grinning ear to ear, Thomas. This is a great group you have assembled, and I know sometimes we try to find a common link through the businesses and guests. And Thomas, you're usually the guy I turn to for that. Do we have a link with these guests today?
Oh yeah, it didn't take me long today, and I got some inspiration actually on Beth's business website, because she started out there with a quote from Henry David Thoreau, and the quote goes, "To affect the quality of the day, that is the highest of the arts." So, everything kind of like has to do with quality, and everything is kind of like, an art form, and also it's about aesthetics. If you look at buildings, if you look at contestants, if you look at, several organizations, if you look at where, some of our guests, located in, Hunter, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful building. I know Beth doesn't have anything to do with that, but if I can show you this building, I think she had something to do with that. And that's like, a prime example of aesthetics. It's high quality, and, it's in an up and coming area that we want to focus on. And, I just want to brag on Rosa and Andrea, being ambassadors for Rome. We want to, get those folks out and, represent our community. And we keep growing day by day, and we have beautiful things to offer. We have a strong backup. We have a family business here today, 3 generations. We have a women-owned entrepreneur here with us, and we have a nonprofit, and they all represent Rome first class. So great group of folks today.
Well, and it's a tribute to the chamber as well, because the chamber does such a great job in making connections and in recruiting businesses and representing Rome itself to attract business. Well, for our listeners, Thomas, what was that you were holding up that you were showing us on the Zoom?
Oh, yes. Our listeners, by the way, listeners, they can go also to see the podcast, right? So just click on the link. I was holding up the building where the Aventine Restaurant is on. So we have a before and after picture. So for our listeners who are not familiar with Aventine Restaurant, that's near the tennis centers in the New River District, or it used to be River Arts District. Right next to Blossom Hill Barbecue, that new high-end restaurant, and the design is just fabulous.
Tell me about it, Beth.
Maybe Beth wants to say a few words about Aventine as well.
Yeah.
So that was a project that I worked with Brooks Builders, and I have several contractors that I work with regularly. And so I'm the architect of record for that. And the interiors were done by a firm in Atlanta. And there's always the regular guys that I work with for plumbing, electrical, and mechanical. And it's a team effort.
Well, what other things around town that you've been involved in that we don't know? Like he mentioned a specific building. Are there other things you can say, oh yeah, I was involved in that, I was involved in that, just so we'll know? Or is this an attorney-client privilege thing?
Well, I'm not sure who cares and who doesn't care, but that's one of the fun things about being an architect is getting to go in a lot of the buildings. Even if I don't get the job, I've been in there. And I know one of my friends from architecture school, she goes, I'm an architect just so I can look in people's closets. So that's one of the fun things is all the buildings that you see. So right now I've got a doctor's office that's under renovation and a church addition that I'm working on, a new house up on a ridge in Somerville, and a multifamily house that's getting renovated. So it's just a wide variety, and they're all fun. And that's one of the nice things is the width and variety. The job's never the same twice.
Well, now that sounds like Hunter's answer a few minutes ago. But
it's true.
Any job that walks in is a good job, I guess. So Hunter, what is your background? Like, where did you go to school and law school and all that?
I actually started at Georgia Highlands, what used to be the Floyd College up here at 6 Mile. Got my associates in political science there, moved on to Kennesaw State and got my Bachelor of Science in political science, and then moved on to law school with John Marshall down in Atlanta and finished up there and came back to Rome.
Yeah, I think if I Googled correctly, a lot of folks at your firm, your relatives, there was a lot of John Marshall, right?
There are.
Is that just a family thing?
It was. They offered a great scholarship, and I couldn't turn it down. To be completely honest, I would have gone anywhere, but they made it look good enough on paper that I decided to go there as opposed to somewhere else. Well,
yeah, that scholarships will take us right back around to the Miss Rome competition. But I did want to say, you can tell a true Roman when you refer to 6 Mile.
That's true.
We used to live at 6 Mile many, many years ago. Back about the time your grandfather was starting your law firm, my family lived at 6 Mile. I went to Darlington for 2 or 3 years there, and we lived in a little farmhouse. I used to walk across a pasture to go to the Floyd Junior College library to study for final exams at Darlington. That's how close we were to the school. Anyway, I digress. But that's what conversations are all about. You mentioned scholarships, which made me want to come back to Miss Rome. So how does that process work, Andrea? Like, what type of dollars are we talking about? And is the scholarship applicable at any university, or is it just in state? How does all that work?
So the cash scholarships that we award, really, the young ladies can use that anywhere she goes to school. So it's not a particular university that awards that. And certainly, like a lot of not-for-profit organizations, it really varies for us every year how much we're able to award by how well we do at fundraising, whether that's ticket sales at the door. So just by attending Miss Rome, you're helping grow our scholarships for future events. And so it really depends on how well we do with fundraising. Of course, like many organizations, it's been a rough couple of years in terms of what we're able to been able to offer. But like I said, we traditionally we will again this year offer Miss Rome a $1,000 cash scholarship that she can use at any school of her choice. We'll offer also cash awards for the young woman who wins overall talent, which Rosa did at Miss Rome, as well as on stage question. I believe you won that as well, didn't you, Rosa? I mean, she just swept everything. But we also work with local colleges and universities if they will offer in-kind scholarships. So if a young woman's attending a college, that they'll offer some scholarship assistance specifically if she's attending that school or university. So, but cash scholarships, she can use those anywhere she attends school.
And Rosa, how did you put your scholarship to work? What's your educational background?
So I went to Brenau University and I was a musical theater major. And now that I'm a business owner, I'm actually going back to school and I'm going to use my funds that I earned through the Miss America Scholarship Organization to get my esthetician license and my cosmetology license so that I can continue to grow my business and hopefully expand all the way throughout the Southeast.
Good for you. What was your question and answer in the Q&A portion that you won? Do you remember?
I actually remember the one from Miss Georgia. They asked me how I felt about Kamala Harris and the border crisis in Guatemala, something about that generically. And so I went on to share my thoughts on that.
Well, that's that because they can hit you with anything, right? It's to show how informed you are and how you can think on your feet. So I guess that's the point. That's the point of that area of competition, right?
Absolutely. You have to be ready for every single political thing you can think of, every single pop culture thing you can think of, and you never know what they're going to ask you. So there's a lot of unknown right before you get on stage to answer that question. But I was very prepared, thanks to Andrea. Well, and I felt confident on Miss Georgia.
Well, speaking of being caught unprepared, I'm not going to let you get away without giving me about 20 seconds singing something.
Okay,
a cappella with your dog in the room.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya?
Wow. Thank you. Round of applause. Okay. This has been a great show. I want to go around the room one more time and let everybody provide their contact information, website, social media, phone number, anything you want to pass out so that people can get a hold of you and do business with you. Beth, let's start with you.
Okay. I can be reached at 706-766-0366. It's the catchy one. Spelling E. Dunay is a little bit more difficult, but the website is edunaydesign.com. And if you just Google Beth Dunay, Dunay, it comes up.
And are you on social?
I am, but I find I don't have a lot of time to keep it updated like I should. I am on Facebook.
That happens to a lot of us, right? Hunter, contact information for you guys, website, phone numbers, etc.
Yeah. We are the Burkhalter Firm LLC. We're at 324 Broad Street down here in Rome. It's going to be 30161, so we're on the close side of the river. The website is www.burkhalterfirm.com. My email is hmburkhalter@burkhalterfirm.com. And our line to this Rome office is 706-295-7925.
Okay, great. And it's funny, Thomas and I sometimes joke when people start telling us where their businesses are located around Rome, it's always in reference to where a restaurant is. But Broad Street, 324 Broad Street, everybody knows where Broad Street is too. Okay, Andrea, Miss Rome competition is coming up. So I guess there's a couple of things. How can people get tickets? How can potential contestants enter and contact the organization?
Absolutely. So our website is missrome.org. You can find contact information there, my phone number, email. For young ladies who are interested in competing, deadline is coming up. Just a few days left. Everything's on the website, missrome.org. We'd love to have the community come out to see a great show at the Rome City Auditorium, 7 p.m., Saturday, August 28th. Tickets are available at the door. It's $20, but it funds our scholarship, so you're supporting those cash awards that we provide. You can also find us on social media. Miss Rome Competition is both on Instagram and Facebook.
And Rosa, lastly, with you, if anybody is looking for a singer,
they can follow me on Instagram at Rosa K. Campos, and my website is rosakcampos.com.
All right. And any just final words of encouragement from you for any young lady out there who's considering entering? What would you say? What would you say to motivate them?
Even if you are not sure, I highly encourage you to do it. You're going to make so many fun friendships. You're going to have a great experience, and there's always something positive to take from it. So anytime you're in a situation where there's something new that you can learn and evolve and grow, then I think you should put yourself in that position. And I think Miss Rome is that place.
Can I apply just to learn public speaking? From you?
Yes.
You're awesome,
Thomas.
Roger, I would fear that seat there that you have. I think we have a new host here, or co-host.
Thank you.
Whatever makes the show better, I'm game. Because I tell you what, I'm not about to do. I'm not about to sing. Any final thoughts, Thomas?
No, thanks everybody for attending. Y'all new members. Some of you guys are brand new. We have an orientation meeting coming up, or meetings, last week of August, on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August. Just read your newsletters; they're all up to date, and we're looking forward to working with all of you, and connect you.
Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody again so much for joining us. This has been a fun show. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. I'm Roger Manus. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. Thank you so much for listening.